I am. I'm doing really good today.
You know
There are
what?
no complaints today. I'm feeling pretty good. And yourself? How you doing?
I probably during this time, 30 minutes, during our minutes here,
Mm-hmm.
I might, I don't know if it'd be a complaint. It'd be more concern.
Right.
But overall, I feel good. It was a great day. Had a lot of good things.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Black Rose.
Yes.
We had delicious food there,
Yes.
and Sydney did a great job. Cindy, I
Cindy
think.
did a
Yeah,
fantastic
yeah,
job. We enjoyed our meal there, and
yeah,
plus had a very good what's called hospitality
yeah.
server. She was our server, so she
And
did
then
great.
me and you had good conversation.
Yes, we did.
We talked about just some personal stuff. Of course, we talked about information
Mm-hmm.
that we're gonna try to give you insight on, and definitely
Yes.
some. I mean, Angela was telling me some things. I'm like, wow. You know, I said, well, if I hear that, I'll definitely want to subscribe and like.
Yes. Like and subscribe, guys.
Hmm.
Tap the like button, tap the subscribe button. Thank you for your support, and thank you to those that have. We appreciate it.
Yeah. So I mean, we can get right into it if
Yeah.
you want to, and you can talk. You know what? I'll just get right into it.
Yeah.
I had we talked about this before. I know you guys remember it was a couple episodes ago. I mentioned about the percentage of obesity in
Yes.
America, and even though this women and men we're not far apart, but it's definitely a bigger struggle for men. And one of the things we're number 10 this year, so we're number 10. We're ranked number 10, and it's a high percentage.
Yes.
But here's the crazy thing. We're the number one if it talks about, because the countries that are ahead of us are like islands.
Wow.
So it's not like a European country or Australia or New Zealand or Russia
So
or
not highly populated.
yeah, it's not like it's it's just little islands and their
Mm-hmm.
percentages are high, and most people are even built that way.
Yes.
Like one of them was, I think, like America Samoa. So
Oh
America Samoa,
yeah.
of course, that's the
Yes.
way that structured DNA. So I don't know if that's even but we talking about a plethora of different people, the melting pot of people in America, and the percentage is number 10 for males. In fact,
Yes.
just to give you the exact number, you don't think I'm making up stuff. Number 10, we sit at
Wow.
41.64% obesity.
That's almost half. To
Almost
me,
half.
that still needs some work, and
And that's
we
not
need to
even
work
ones
on
that's
that.
maybe unhealthy or close to it or in
Yeah.
the middle. That's what is considered to be more than what their average weight should be for their height and size.
Oh wow.
So I'm really fighting to that. I hope, that through what we do, that it can make an impact, make a difference. I'm not like some super health, and I'm not like, I'm not self-proclaimed to be the healthiest person on the planet and man in the world. But I want to
Mm.
take care of myself, and I want to help other men and women take care of themselves.
Oh yeah, that's really been the driving force for the both of us is,
Mm-hmm.
sharing information that could help others, whoever, listening to any of our, our podcast or listen to our show, anything that we do, even with our walks and try to promote a nice, healthy lifestyle. Christopher and I are a work in progress, so we still, trying to figure this thing out too, but we're encouraging at the same time, we're encouraging.
And we're showing it's possible. We're just average people. We're just showing it's possible. It's not something that's out of the realm of possibility.
Yes.
And does it take consistency? Does it take a little hard work? Does it take us being able to visualize and seeing it happening for ourselves? Yes. Knowledge too. Having knowledge about everything. In fact, Angela's going to provide us some knowledge here. And if you want to, you can talk a little bit about some of the things you noticed about how what you eat is connected to how your blood flow and things like that.
Yeah. So one of the things that's so important to have is information. We're talking about a personal, personally, everybody's body, if I can say that,
Everybody,
reacts.
body, body, body.
Yeah, reacts, and it's different.
You're not
It's
saying
not.
body, body. You're just saying everybody's body.
Yeah, everybody's body reacts different to foods in certain ways. So when you're talking about different diets and the way you should eat, the most important thing or important information you need to have is how do these foods react, or how does my body react to certain foods? How does my body react to stress? What's so basically bottom line, I'm wearing a continuous glucose monitor, CGM. So I got to change it tonight because I've had it on for 10 days. And the information that I received to me is just mind blowing. It's got me like changing how I eat, when I eat, exercising at certain times, what's the best way to exercise. But one of the most significant information that I received is I feel that I am highly sensitive to foods. It just seemed like when I eat, my levels are just there. And if I eat at night or close to bedtime, that glucose level stays up. It's up. Even like this morning, like last night before I went to bed, not, immediately, but I just had some pretzel thins, like those thin pretzels with a little goat cheese and some hummus. All right,
Hamada, hamada.
that shouldn't have been nothing to spike my glucose, but it did. The whole night it was way up there.
I saw that.
And that's concerning to me. That lets me know that my body's not processing my foods properly when I'm asleep or right. I shouldn't eat right before bed. So I got to change that. And also, I did have a like a lower carb meal. Well, I thought there was a lower carb meal, but it did spike my glucose levels up for a significant time. So I'm like, there's something that's not right. You know what I'm saying? So I got to figure out what it is. So this piece of information that this continuous glucose monitor has done, if Chris, I'll be showing you like, look at here.
Yeah.
I just, ate this or I did this or, oh, there's no reason why my glucose level should be up. Why is it? But when I go and do my research, stress level causes the glucose to go up. Also, another thing that causes the glucose levels to go up is the fact that, think about it. I'm perimenopause. So any of my hormones, if they're out of whack, that could cause it as well.
Were you gonna have a chart or something, or show a little sample
Yeah,
chart of it?
I can show a
Yeah.
sample of the chart.
And show the difference too, because I think that's the reason why that was unique. Usually if you have a spike, I've seen where you show me the spikes and it's like a little spike.
Yeah,
But that one that you're talking about with the thing, it seemed like it just kind of stretched out.
it did. It stretched out.
Yeah. And I'm not sure how that happened.
And you see, and when I look at that, I say, if I wasn't had this piece of information looking at it, I wouldn't do anything to try to change this. My body, and just thinking, I was like, man, I put my body through so much. So I need to reverse this. So Christopher and I on the path we've already started with different intervals as far as fasting, doing different water fasts, and just fasting is and I know the weight is probably another thing in combination that would cause my glucose levels to go up too, because I had the different blood pressure issues too. Now it's going down. I've gone down since I have lost a few pounds already. So we're gonna keep on track. We're gonna keep on track with our fasting, but also I need to really kind of hone in on the different foods that I eat, when I eat. And one of the things that they recommend too, that's very important, is exercise after you eating, because that, the glucose, the energy, the body goes straight to that whenever, you're doing a lot of exercise, and definitely muscle, anything to deal with muscle training or strength training.
Yeah, I believe, and we've proven it, activity is important, period. And that's where if you guys listen to this, it's on you to figure out your activities, things to help you burn calories, whether you were even fasting or not, we were on fast. When we weren't on the fast, we still tried to have maintain walks and stuff, but we're even inculcating activities. And you personally, are you and your partner, y'all work together, or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be, think of activities that's going to help you guys be successful.
Yes.
We're going to go to another fast. We lost how much?
6 pounds.
And we just came off of, that was 3 day. And we still remained active. It wasn't like
Yes,
we
we
sat
did.
around. It wasn't like we sat like, oh,
Yeah,
we
that's
still
true.
continue. And then now a little bit more. We're going to try 4.
Yes,
And
yes.
of course, we're going to let you guys know how it
And
goes.
we've gotten plenty. I shouldn't say plenty, but we got several shows about fasting because we've done this before. So, and I can tell you that fasting has helped. It's going to help heal whatever damage there is to the cells and stuff. But it's good to, and as I'm looking at my continuous glucose monitor, my chart, I'm like, I need to give my body a rest. So it's like, I need to give it a rest, let it heal. But also, it's like, once it healed, I want to see how it does react to food. Maybe my body will respond better to certain foods than what it's doing now, right? I can tell you it's out of whack. It is out of whack. And one thing I told Christopher is that, Chris, I need to probably adapt to like a 70%, 80% lifestyle change as far as low carb, not to say just plain keto, but just do low carb to kind of, that should be probably a lifestyle change for me. And that's something that I have to consider. Just looking at these numbers is like, it's mind blowing to me.
Well, and brother, some people may say, oh, here we go, low carb. At the very least, watch out for the processed sugar. That's why it comes back to what I was saying earlier about here in America, we have so much processed sugar and and unnatural fats that's available to us that we tap into, that we act. That's really what the blood sugar shows me. It's like there's so much available, and a lot of other countries, just don't. They're either not allowing it or they just don't have it. So they don't even. You start seeing the difference in what we're intaking, because we intake those things and still eat these same kind of meals. You
Yes.
may say, man, I ate the rice. And why come when somebody else eat rice? Because they didn't have all these little processed foods in between it. They didn't have these, made up foods and all these things that we do in here in this country. And so you see a difference in a percentage of obesity levels for people.
Yeah, that's true. And also, one of the things that was eye opening to me when I seen the numbers, I'm like, I gotta do my research. I gotta figure out how I can do this. How can I get this down?
Right.
So I've been looking at different YouTube channels and different, following different people that speak upon the glucose. I need to know the science and how this works, about the glucose, the insulin, and all that. Because guys, this that does run in my family, on both sides of my family, diabetes. I don't want diabetes, but if I could manage it now, especially with this continued glucose monitor, then that will help me. But some of the things that I read is the order of the food that you eat, and will probably say that for another show. But the order of food you eat, the exercising, drinking certain, like I know you guys know about apple cider vinegar, drinking that before meals. Now I want to say the order of food to eat for later because that could be a different show in itself. Also, taking different supplements can help, but the main thing is, you know, controlling how the body, or when the body processes this. One of the suggestions was, do not have a dessert for a snack. Don't eat it by itself. Have it like for after dinner. And if you guys notice, if you're at a restaurant and you finish your food, let's say if you ate in a great order, when your waitress or waiter come back and say, "Hey, do you guys want dessert?" What are you gonna say? I'm full. so
I am full.
so that's the best time to eat the sweets or have the, if you craving anything, you can have it then, or you can, you're not craving it. You say, well, maybe a next time or something like that. So those are some of the things I'm doing. I'm still continuing to do my research, but I have to make some changes. I have to. And this week, these 10 days, just watching this app, just telling me the truth.
Set you free.
It's telling me the
It
truth.
set you free.
It's like when it's very humbling too. This is a humbling thing for me because it's like, okay, here you go, Angela. This is just like, if the body said, hey, this is what you're doing to me when you eat this or you
Can't
eat
you
that.
see?
Yeah.
My
So
sugar's going up.
yeah,
I'm spiking.
it's like one day I knew it spiked up. I was so tired. I was dragging. I was like, Chris, I'm out of energy. I don't feel I don't feel like doing nothing else. And then I look at my chart and it was up there. It was like in the
You knew it was coming,
180s.
didn't you?
I knew it was coming because I enjoyed myself that day. We were at a picnic, So
Oh, yeah.
after the picnic, it's like, oh man, 180 something. I mean, it was up there.
Hello.
And I was dragging. I'm like, oh, Chris. And then in that point, I'm like, it recommended me doing 30 minutes of exercise. It projected that
And
spike.
you wasn't ready.
I'm like, I
She
don't
wasn't
feel
ready.
like exercising.
I'm not ready.
I don't want to. I don't want to exercise.
Another thing I noticed you've been doing, and you can kind of tell me. I know I can tell you what I saw, but you've been, you check your blood pressure, and it was doing some weird stuff. And I think a lot of that, of course, is what you eat, how you eat, and that thing. But some of it is mental.
It is. It is. I agree.
Because that thing, it was red for a minute.
Oh yeah.
And then, when you start to relax a little bit, I seen it in the yellow, then I seen it in the green, but it is connected to not only food, but where our, environment, thinking, mental, and I saw it in the numbers. So in directly those two things, the blood sugar and the spike and all that, and in the pressure, sugar and pressure are connected.
It is. All that is combined. Blood pressure, blood sugar.
Not sugar,
They
sugar.
both, the
That
blood
sugar, y'all.
pressure and the blood sugar.
Sometimes you're gonna get that
was
sugar.
not in the normal for
Yeah.
me, and I'm reversing that.
Yeah.
And guys, it's like, and that's what I'm working on. I've been working on that. And I ate certain stuff. I said, well, I ate this. I eat this a lot. Let me see what it does. This is my little testing phase and seeing how things, my body reacts to stuff. But now it's like it put me in a mode of where I am really encouraged to get it straight, to get it right. I have to get it right now. I see it, and I didn't tell Chris this. I was just crying one day. I was crying because I was like, man, I didn't know I was doing this to myself. And some days I'm like, I don't want to look at it, but it's like it's I can't look at it. Send me notifications.
Yeah.
It tells me when those spikes about to happen. But I needed that push. I needed it to get back right. And Christopher has been encouraging, and he's learned from that too. I think that it helped you because you didn't know. It's like you see the changes in me and my thinking and how things are, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, I see a change for the process, but also I think personally what I noticed for that, like information helped her keep track of her. So having that, of course, knowledge is, like I said at the beginning of the show, knowledge is power, but Angela having that data, having that information helps her like, man, that's something I need to adjust. When you don't have that kind of information, you just got to maybe if you don't think about it at all, or you like, do I need to? Or is it somebody else around? You start thinking, but when you start seeing that number, it makes you take accountability. I felt Angela took more accountability and then try to do things to help and make a difference. And then eventually it start improving.
Yes.
The pressure numbers improve. She sees how she definitely controls the sugar numbers. And I was thinking about it with the when we were eating the little hors d'oeuvres with the
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 goat
the
cheese.
goat cheese
Yes, the
and
goat
and all
cheese.
that. We did that over a stretch of time. Now that I remember it,
We
it
did.
wasn't like it happened in 1 minute because I
Right.
was making them and we had our
Yeah.
granddaughter there, so it kind of happened over a period of time, and then the body processed it over that period of time. And we're looking at when it shows you, it doesn't show you, even though it's live, it doesn't. You don't get that data till a little later.
Yeah.
So I started making it, even though it stretched a little longer than normal, but it makes sense because it wasn't like Angela ate that quickly in one setting. These are small little, about that big. So that is more as I thought. At first, I was like, "Why is it lasting forever?" Looking back
Yes.
at it, we were kind of having a little party there, me, you, and
Yeah.
Nova.
Well, I shouldn't have after a certain time, I should have stayed up a little bit more, or I should have got on a treadmill for at least 20 minutes, 15 to
Yeah,
20 minutes, to allow for that glucose to be processed, by the energy that I,
but I don't
get.
think you. And now you know. So this is why power and knowledge is important. But I don't think you knew that it was going to be that. Yeah.
No, and lasted all for hours, all night into the morning. And I'm telling you, it's this morning, it's just recently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I need to do? Then I started sawing it still, it creeped down.
Right.
And I didn't have much. I didn't think that I had much, but the caveat is the fact that I ate and then I slept. I did not wait 3 hours to go to sleep. I slept, and within the next hour, I went to sleep, and my body didn't like that. So that tells me that if I am intermittent fasting, I need to have a cutoff window that's early, get a time for that body to process. Also, I was telling Christopher that maybe we can do like some kind of walk, after we eat a major meal or something, do our
Yeah,
walk at
plan
a
it all
certain time.
out. I think that's important. Yeah, and that's something we got to continue to work on. Plan it out. So we already know, hey man, this is going to be it.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and plan a walk after. And I don't think you should let it stretch out too long because after, especially if you eat too much, after a while you get what they call the itis, which is a real thing,
Yes.
and your body be like, you want to walk, but
I
I
just
hope that
don't feel
works out
like
for
it.
you.
I just
And
don't
it
feel
doesn't
like it.
happen. So I think if we like, and the good thing, that people say, well, you should run. And if you again, this is catered to you. So if you feel like running, running. If you feel
Yeah.
like jogging, jogging. But note this: if you're talking about after a meal, you and all of us know, especially when I was young, I would do some activity and get all busy after I eat, and I cramp
Yes.
up.
Yes. Yes.
Especially if I ran hard enough, or if I got in the pool.
That's true.
So just be careful with that. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
tell you not to do something. To just again know your health, know your body, and then kind of know your limits. But it'll balance out once you start figuring out stuff. So
Yeah. So some of the things we're going to talk about later is what can we do? What can I do? What are some of the things that I discovered that I can do to get that blood glucose number down? What kind of foods or types of food I need to eat for it not to spike, to have those significant spikes in that way. And how can this help me? Being a female, I'm in a perimenopause stage of my life, how that's going to affect me. And also to the fact that I want to do this, and it be a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? Not that once it stopped, okay, once I stop, that stop. That I'm not dependent on anything, for a lifestyle change as far as my weight loss. You know what I'm saying? For this to be something that comes naturally. So that's why I got the glucose monitor, and also it was HSAFSA approved. So that's the way I go about the way I went about purchasing it. I have a HSA account, a health savings account. I put money into every time I get paid, but that's for everybody know what HSA is. Doctor bill, hey, okay,
HSA,
copay,
HS,
anything medical related or whatever. But that was approved through that. So that's how I was able to get the CGM. But I appreciate this information though. But I'm gonna be sharing more with you guys Because I'm telling you, the more you know, the more you grow. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've learned a lot too. It gives me insight. So we're going to continue to again think about, and I'm interested to hear you guys things that help you, little tips, things that you find out about yourself, and if you have some of these data, how has it impacted you? How have it helped you? We'll continue to try to provide, as Angela said, more information on those things. But I'm interested to understand how having information helps you, and what you have found about yourself, or maybe enlighten yourself with by having that kind of information, because it definitely helped. Just Angela telling me about it has helped me, because we kind of try to stay in sync in how we take
Yes.
care of our
Yes.
health. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, just a note too, how sleep was a factor in it too. So I'll explain to you what effect the sleep had on my blood glucose. Didn't realize all these things factor into the blood glucose numbers, but it told on me. It told on me. It did. It
It was
told on
like,
me.
ooh wee.
Here you go.
Mm-mm.
You did this, you did that, you did this, and you did that. So yeah, there
You
you
got
go.
bing spring. Anyway, man, guys, we've had a great time with y'all.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it as always. Look forward to, because Angela's, digging the stuff and provide stuff. It's not like I know ahead of time, so I'm gonna look forward to it as well, and we'll talk about it unless it's something she give me insight on.
Yes.
But I'm glad that everyone is a part of this process, and we definitely look forward to doing this again.
Yes.
On the Spice-O.
Oh.
Give her some more.
Give me some more life.